Alright, what's up guys, and welcome back to the Mfren podcast number 10 today, I think it is. I've been filming a podcast in a little while, so we're going to do one on the road today. I'm going to do it just basically just going to be solely on cars and the car community here, and you know what I think of it and what are the, I guess, the ups and downs of it, and like kind of just like I guess just cars in general. Obviously not why I got into cars. I'll maybe say that for like another podcast, but always classic with the startup. But I'll probably keep the windows closed because I'll probably the audio will be too loud from the exhaust and everything. So I'm hoping this GoPro stays put. I literally have it on one of my like camera suction cup mounts, but I have like a piece of 3M tape taped to the bottom of the GoPro so it stays in place. So I'm hoping and of course there's a truck coming. My road isn't really that busy most days, but it's a Sunday, so you know there's people driving about and stuff, so jeez, fix that pothole at the end of the driveway there. But anyway, so I've been going to car meets, and I've been into cars for, you know, long enough, like in the car community here, so I can finally give like, and I've experienced enough so I can finally give my take on the whole car scene here, and you know what my thoughts on it are. And to be honest, I think it's mostly a good thing around here. Like I think you know, obviously it's grown over time and stuff. Like, so I started going to car meets with Connor and Mark back in like 2016, and that was before I started vlogging. I honestly wish I started vlogging in 2016 because that was like the ideal year for YouTube that everyone says, because like, you know, that's when like so many creators and stuff were blowing up. But and there was a lot of like cool shit I did that summer and stuff that I wish I could have, like, you know, had filmed at the time and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, so I started going to car meets when doing the Wednesday Cars and Coffee at Five Corners in Niagara Falls there, and that was back when like the car meets literally had only like, oh, Kyle just drove by. Oh shit! Oh, a bunch of the boys just ripped by. Oh, a mint green FRS. Okay, nice. Maybe I'll see them on the parkway or something. But anyways, regardless, so that was when the meets had anywhere from like 20 to 40 cars max. And then 2017, when I started vlogging and going to the car meets there, there was anywhere from like, you know, 40 to 50 cars, because obviously, you know, like a lot more kids get their license and stuff, and you know, more people wanted to get into cars, and you know, like Instagram pages over time, you know, get bigger and stuff. And then you just fucking turn sooner, idiot. Jeez. Anyways, Sunday drivers, I tell you. So sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But so yeah, the car meets just keep getting bigger and bigger over time. And I remember, I think, so after the summer of 2018, so after like when I had just gotten my B or Z, that's when the car meets started to pop off like a lot. You know, people were coming to like the car meets in Niagara Falls and shit, all the way from like, you know, Fort Erie, like Port Colborne, Welland, like Fonthill and Beamsville and stuff, because just the car community was just like growing like so much over time here and stuff. And then it was at that point where, you know, we couldn't have it at Five Corners anymore because, you know, so many people were there, and then the cops kept showing up and putting up a bunch of like no loitering signs and stuff, and then we had to switch the car meet location. Literally, I think so that was like summer of 2019 is when we literally had to switch the car meet location like 3 different times, because, you know, we didn't have permission to be in this spot, and then, you know, the people who like owned the lot or something, or like the neighborhood subdivision beside where the car meets were held at, got like, you know, the cops called on us and stuff, and you know, so many people were like, you know, just like revving the shit out of their cars at like the meets. Like, as if you've watched my videos for the past couple years, like you'll know, like at the car meets, you know, people just do whatever the fuck they want and stuff at times. So like, I mean, I still love going to car meets. Like I don't know if there's any meets starting up like right now, because obviously, you know, we're in COVID, we're in a lockdown right now and stuff. But it's like peak kind of like, or I guess like basically it's like at the time like 2 years ago, like end of April is like kind of when the car meets started up, obviously. And I was actually like watching a bunch of my old videos like this past week, and like remembering like the good old times, like when actually you could go to car meets and, you know, socialize with a bunch of people and stuff. But and I'm sure like there will be car meets this summer and stuff. I just don't know when, because obviously none of the car pages like Niagara Cars and Coffee or 905 Rides haven't posted anything and stuff. And I know like Throttle Falls have
been like posting a bunch of like cruises and stuff, but like I know their shit is kind of like they just like don't give a fuck or whatever. Like they like I remember like the last time like I went to one of their meets with Max, that was like when the cops busted the meet even before the meet even started because they had like people following the page. Oh, there's a dead fucking raccoon there. So in those like those car pages, like every time they hosted a meet or something, it would literally always get shut down by the cops, like no matter what and stuff. Fuck you, I'm not getting stuck behind a slow car today. Fucking had to rip it today. Oh my god, is this literally the person gonna fucking pull out? Person was gonna fucking pull out, fucking idiot. Jeez. So that's why Sunday drivers, like that guy I was literally coming around the corner and this guy's coming up from like a fucking winery entrance and trying to pull out in front of me. Not today, buddy. Anyways, losing my train of thought again. So yeah, like they would host like a bunch of like, you know, cruises and stuff, but they would be like I'm not sure if they got on like the news or something or whatever, because like they if they were just like, if they were known for like, you know, ripping through like subdivisions and stuff like that. And like I think the last time I went on like a decent like car cruise, I think it was when me and Ben went on the one that was hosted by Fast Falls. I'm not sure if Fast Falls and Throttle Falls are like linked together or if they're run by the same like group of people or whatever. But I know like during that meet, that was like, I mean, I wasn't driving, I was with Ben and his Genesis, and I remember that I think it was about like 25 cars or so, and we were kind of just like ripping through like St. Catharines and stuff, and like that meet was alright and stuff, but I mean, but yeah, I've been on a car cruise a lot lately, because that's the thing, I don't want to go to a car meet if it's just going to get busted by the cops and stuff. And so speaking of cops, so that, yeah, like, so obviously, like I said, you know, the car meets get bigger over time, and, you know, draws a lot more attention and stuff, and then the cops show up because, you know, they can't just they can't stand when we're just in a parking lot like talking amongst ourselves and shit and not doing anything stupid. I mean, yeah, there is the odd like one guy trying to fucking redline his like fucking 4-cylinder EcoBoost Mustang, or like someone's fart can like Civic and shit. But yeah, like, and it does suck when like, you know, the meets get ruined. Like they switched the meets so many times like 2 years ago, like, and ideally they ended up having the meet at Fireman's Park. Oh great, now this person's gonna fucking pull. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so they had the meet at Fireman's Park in the Falls, and honestly, like, it was okay there the first time, but like it's only good there for like a car event. Oh great, now this Jetta just literally shot smoke at their exhaust, and I got black smoke all over my car. I mean, I need to clean this car off my Clarif anyways, but like, why gotta be like that? Anyways, so it's only better for a car show. Like when I went to, like, they had the you're literally doing it again. Like, what the fuck, dude? See, this is what I mean. Like, you know, fucking idiots in their fucking Jettas, literally just spraying black smoke at their fucking exhaust. And I'll get to that topic about, like, you know, like, I guess, like, you know, people shitting on other people, and like, and then I guess the actual like car meet drama. Literally, this guy just does it every time he steps on the gas. I gotta like make sure I'm like 3 car lengths behind this guy. And yeah, now you got your fucking brake lights out, buddy. Nice. So yeah, and it's not really good there for it was okay the first time, because, you know, it's cool like around the grass and stuff, but like, you know, you can't see people like, you know, ripping, like leaving the meet or whatever to hear like their like person's exhaust or whatever. And it's mostly just like, you know, you're there for, and we only could be there till 10 o'clock. So then after that, people would just rip over to 5 Corners and stuff, because they're like, you know, fuck it, let's just have the meet there and stuff. So then it was like, you know, you're having 2 meets going on at once, like, and also it kind of sucked because for people who like were super low, like, I'm not sure if they had like, I can't remember like getting into the meet, you had to go behind like the building complex at Fireman's Park, and I can't remember if there was like, it was like a dirt path or something. I remember like people were like scraping and shit, and they said like, oh, someone should have like a piece of like plywood or like some like rubber like mat to like save people from like, you know, scraping their bumpers and shit or whatever. But and we didn't even have a meet there last year, because like literally last summer Niagara Car Meets didn't even post, or sorry, Niagara Cars and Coffee literally didn't even post any car meet at all or anything that they were gonna plan to do at all or anything like that. And I know RPM Niagara like hosted a couple of meets like at Queenston Heights last summer, so it was at least I could still go to some car meets. Last summer, you know, obviously, you know, it wasn't as frequently going like every Wednesday and shit like normal Cars and Coffee, but at least I still got to experience some meets with some of my friends and stuff. But would have liked to it. I mean, obviously, you know, if COVID wasn't a thing, obviously, I'd be going to fucking car meets, just like, in car events as much as I could and stuff. But I'll get into like the car meet drama, or at least like anything that I've like experienced and stuff. To be honest, for the most part, I haven't experienced any like drama personally. Like, I've obviously seen car drama and stuff. Like, I've seen guys like, you know, argue at the car meet. Like, I saw a fucking fight break out. Well, I didn't see it, but someone sent a video of like this guy and this chick fighting over some dumb shit. I don't even know what the fuck it was even about. But there was a video I posted about like two or 3 years ago, and some guy's car ripped by at like Cars and Coffee, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty decent. And he, I don't know, somehow like found my video or whatever, and he commented on it, but he deleted the comment. But I remember what he said. He said like, hey, do yourself a favor and don't say my car ever sounds decent again. And I'm like, okay, like the fuck. So apparently, and I was saying, I'm like, oh, I didn't mean it in a bad way, I just like said it sounds decent. He's like, well, decent is more of a diss than anything, but I guess if you didn't mean anything bad by it, I guess it doesn't really matter. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like I don't know, like I just said decent. Like, I wasn't like, it didn't sound great, but it didn't sound like terrible. Like, I just like, I know it's an average sounding exhaust. Like, nothing wrong with that, I guess. I don't know, maybe he took it to heart or whatever. But anyways, so I don't even know what this guy looks like. I just know him based off his, like, what his car looks like and stuff. But I guess, like, apparently he said that he's like, yeah, sure, I'm just kind of pissed lately. My car was in an accident, so I've just been kind of going through some shit lately. I'm like, oh, okay, I mean, that sucks. Like, I'm sorry if your car getting, like, trashed and shit. I was like, yeah, like, no hard feelings. Like, I didn't mean anything bad by it. So, and that was only, like, through a YouTube comment and shit. And then I remember, when I posted the video, Ricers get pulled over leaving car meet. Apparently, one of the guy's friends of the kid in the red Evo or red Lancer who got pulled over fucking commented on my video saying like, that Ricer quote unquote would dust your 200 horsepower B or Z boss. And I was like, I don't know, like, I wasn't calling them racist. I just did it for the title of the video, get some clickbait, I guess, or whatever. I mean, no, if you haven't fucking done clickbait for a fucking car video, like, you're lying to yourself. But yeah, no, like, I was just like saying, like, because all those high school kids, they were like, you know, well, they were revving the shit out of their cars at the fucking meet and stuff, and I'm like, watch these guys get like pulled over and shit. And then sure enough, there was an undercover fucking bust them. So obviously people are gonna fucking like rip on you for, because that's like the first time I think at least seeing someone leave a car meet that got pulled over and shit. But I mean, I guess, you know, you deserved it, I guess, or whatever. So that's the only car meet drama like I've experienced, I guess, or like, I mean, no one's ever come up to me in person and said like, yo, fucking I hate your beers. Maybe say people say shit behind everyone's back and stuff, but I mean, like, if you're just keeping it to yourself, I guess it's whatever and stuff. I'm like, yeah, obviously, like, I'm not perfect either. Like, there's some people's car meets, I'm not gonna say who or anything, there's some people's cars at the car meets I'm like, I just simply just not a fan of your setup. If you like what you've done, that's totally fine, like, for you, but it may be not something personally like I would do and stuff. Like, you know, if people hate me that I put fucking carbon fiber door handles on my car, because like, oh, like, that's Ricer shit, dude, why would you do that? It's like, well, you know what, I did it because I wanted to, not because I did it for anyone else's satisfaction. I think that's another thing what a lot of like people like go through in the car community, is that they build their cars based off on what they think other people want to see on their cars and stuff. Like, it's like if I said, like, you know what, if I started back at the beginning, like when I first got my BRZ, if I said like, you know, I'm gonna put fucking Vossen wheels on my car, or if I don't put Vossen or HRE wheels on my car, everyone's gonna think like my BRZ is shit, or it's just like everyone else's and stuff. And I was just like, I just told myself, I'm like, this is what TJ Hunt says in, you know, of all of his YouTube videos, like my favorite YouTuber, by the way. He always just said, do whatever the fuck you want to do. And that's kind of like been my mentality. Like, if like one thing is, I'm still debating if I want to wrap my car orange. Kind of thinking about it. I know maybe some people be like, why the fuck did you go with orange? I'm like, you know what, I'm doing it because orange is my favorite color, and I'm doing it because I fucking want to. So I'm not doing it for your I'm not doing it for your approval or anything. Like, I'm doing it just because I fucking feel like it, and this is something I've always wanted to do and stuff. So, and then there's people who would tell you like, oh no, you should have done this for your car, or like, oh, you should have like put this exhaust on instead of that exhaust or whatever. Or like, you know, why the fuck did you put blacked out taillights when you should have put like white LED ones or something like that? And it's like when they think they know your car better than you know it and stuff. Like I remember about like 2 years ago when I first got my Fast FC wheels on my car. I remember like I got added to some fucking like group chat on Instagram of like these guys would just like post like, hey, show up here for like car pictures and then we'll go on like a cruise after or something or whatever. So I met up with like 3 of these guys, and one dude was like an Instagram car photographer. So he had a Mazda 3 and he was telling me all this stuff about like my car and asking me like what I've done to it. I'm like, well, you know, I just got wheels put on like about a week and a half ago. And then I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about like, you know, next summer I think I want to, you know, put on like I think I want to put like on a front splitter or something, or I want to like, you know, put on some other shit and stuff. I'm not too sure yet, but I'm kind of just like, you know, playing it by ear and stuff. And the guy was telling me, like, I said like I wanted to get a front lip splitter, and the guy was saying like, oh, why don't you just make something yourself and stuff? Like, I do everything on my car myself. Oh, Subi owner. Buddy didn't even wave. It's a shame. Anyways, so this guy was telling me, he's like, yeah, just, you know, I'll club back after I'm filming a podcast. Anyway, so this guy was telling me all this shit like I should do to my car. I'm like, buddy, you don't own my car. Like, you own a Mazda 3. Like, if you want to do that shit to your Mazda 3, go fucking right ahead and stuff. And this guy, you could clearly tell he did everything to his car himself without any professional help. I mean, he even admitted that to me. He said that like he rolled his fenders because obviously he was having rubbing issues. So like, obviously it's what you do regardless when you have roll downshift in the tunnel. So he dumped his suspension out completely and stuff, and he like literally like was like basically like slammed to the max. And then like I don't know how he rolled his fenders, or like if he literally just did it all by himself, or if he had someone helping him, but it was a really like rough job on it. Like there was like paint bubbling and stuff, and like they weren't even fully straight. Like there was some dents on it, and I think I almost saw, it was that night when we had to take these photos, but I swear I think I saw rust forming on one of his fenders and shit. And it was like, I mean, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong like with doing shit yourself, but like if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, that's why like sometimes I don't do all my own installs, because people think like, oh, why don't the fuck you mod your car yourself? Like, you're not a true car guy and shit. Like, yeah, but if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I'm not gonna risk fucking up my car, and I'd rather have like a professional help me. I know it's like, it's obviously it's good to like learn like key things and stuff and whatever, but it's like, but it's rather the fact that like knowing what you're doing and taking it by step and step, rather than just saying, you know, fuck, I'm just gonna, you know, full send it and rebuild my engine myself without little to no knowledge. Like there's a difference there. And yeah, and like basically he just ended up off by saying like, yeah, no, just like do all your stuff yourself. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fucking do shit unless I like, you know, look into it more, and I like, you know, I have at least someone else helping me or like guiding me and shit. But I'm not gonna just like, oh, I'm not gonna just, you know, fucking drill holes in my bumper and, you know, put on a fucking Rocket Bunny bumper kit without like, you know, knowing what the fuck about drilling and cutting and shit. Like I'm not just gonna fucking wing it and like I don't know. And this guy was saying, he was kind of annoying me a little bit and shit. But back to some other car drama. So I know Connor, he kind of received some drama. It wasn't even like, it was just a DM on Instagram about like him, and when he fucking made his car like crazy stupid loud with like his whole Tomei exhaust setup. So when he first got it, like the first week he had it on, we went to the car meets and shit on Wednesday Cars and Coffee, and remember like a bunch of the guys like wanted to go out for, like Ben and like a few of his other buddies wanted to go out for a rip in Connor's car. So he left the car meet like 2 or 3 different times and just fucking ripped it out of there. And I think, I'm not sure if the cops did get called that night or if there was like a noise complaint or something. So then one of the guys from like 905 Rides DM'd Connor on Instagram basically saying like, hey man, I appreciate your loud car. Loud cars are cool and everything, but it's not cool when you screw the meet up for us and have the cops get called on us and shit. He's like, that's not cool, man, and like all this other shit. And like, but I'm like, dude, if you're gonna like DM Connor, like you better have like DM'd a shit ton of other guys who have fucking revved the shit out of their cars at Cars and Coffee literally just for a fucking like Instagram video or something, because there's so many other people more than Connor who have like fucking ripped it from the meet, like just being like absolutely loud and shit. Like I've obviously ripped it leaving the car meet and shit like that, obviously when I had my headers at my got the iconic Subi Rumble back and shit, but it's just this guy was like he wasn't mad, he was just like, yeah, like just don't do that again or whatever, and Connor was just like, okay, whatever. So but yeah, no, I can't see, the GoPro's upside down, so I'm trying to, I think we're like, what, 20 minutes or something, I think. I feel like I had more to say. I think I do. There's probably just like one topic in my head that I was kind of like circling back to that I can't really remember. Car meet drama, car stuff. I'm like drawing a blank right now. More car meet drama. Oh, okay. Well, that's another thing. So they're some like so obviously, well, like the car meets that get organized and shit, like there's like three different, like I guess there's like three different main car groups. Like there's Throttle Falls, there's RPM Niagara. I'm not sure if they're part of like the same crew or whatever. Then there's, well, Niagara Car Meets is basically from the guys who run 905 rides, and they just host meets and stuff. And then there was a big thing at Niagara Car Meets had, oh, that's another thing. So Niagara Car Meets, I think they're a done thing now at this point, because one of the guys, I think, who started the page moved out west or something, I think, and they kind of just like dispersed out into their own like things or whatever. So they always posted, I think it was when they did the automotive warehouse car meets, and those meets were, I think, one of my favorite. I think even like those better than the Wednesday Cars and Coffee. Obviously you couldn't fit a lot of people at that car meet and shit, because if you didn't get there literally like right when the meet started, or even like 10 minutes before, you weren't getting a spot. Like I remember one time I got a spot like right at the front of the automotive warehouse, and we actually had permission from the guys who own automotive warehouse to be there. And then I think the cops showed up like once or twice, but I think it was probably just because like maybe it was a noise one, because there were like some houses like a little bit down the street and shit, so probably like some like old lady fucking called it in and been like, hey, there's some fucking people roughing the shit out of their cars over here and stuff. You should probably take a look at that. Damn, a lot of people are out on Sunday and shit. Yeah, so much for a stay-at-home order, I guess. I mean, maybe that's like a kind of like a double, what's the phrase? I can't remember. But like, I mean, it's like I can't be saying shit because I'm not staying at home. But I mean, I'm out in my car. I'm not doing anything. I'm not fucking going to a big group of people or anything like that and shit. Like, yeah, there's fucking like tens of groups of people just fucking walking in like packs and shit. Yeah, like, so like those car meets were fun, and I think after that crew disbanded, because I think it was obviously after summer 2019, well, and then I guess obviously into 2021 when, you know, fucking COVID happened. Obviously the car meets were happening, because I literally don't, yeah, because we literally haven't had a car meet. Literally the car meets I only went to were at Queenston Heights, and there was one the end of summer, which is like probably one of the biggest car meets I've been to in a while, was at the Canadian Tire parking lot, which is actually technically near one of the spots we originally were, like in the Home Depot parking lot 2 summers ago, and then it was just in the back, like Canadian Tire spot. And there was a shit ton of cars. Like there was like the North Face rally cars pulled up there and stuff. And yeah, there was just a shit ton of cars that day. And that was like the last, I'm pretty sure that was actually the last car meet I went to and stuff. But, and it's unfortunate because like I'm itching to go to a car meet. Like, you know, it sucks, and it's like at the fact where it's like, you know, I'm doing all this shit to my car, and it's like now it's like I can't really show many more people at like car meets and stuff, because obviously if they're not happening and whatever. So, but hopefully I'm praying, hoping that this summer takes a turn for the better, not the worse, hopefully, and you know, we can have if they have the outdoor limit to oh my god, it's so fucking so brilliant. I'm going like 35 right now. So hopefully if they have the, you know, the outdoor capacity go up to like 100 people, so that way we can have, oh, I hit that bump again. Every time I come around the parkway, I always fucking hit that bump. So hopefully we can have some car meets. I mean, Queenston Heights is a perfect place because, you know, it's a big open parking lot and shit, and you can space yourselves out around there. Because, you know, if Niagara Car Meets, or Niagara Cars and Coffee, or 905 Rides, they aren't doing anything, then, you know, we're not having the meets in the falls at, like, Fireman's Park or anything. So, I mean, to be honest, if they even hosted a meet, I don't even know if we would even go there, because, like, I know it's hard to find space around here, like, where you can, like actually have permission to go without getting, like, screwed over by the cops and stuff. So I get that it's not easy to, like, host a car meet location without the risk of, you know, cops showing up and, you know, fucking ruining the fun and stuff. But I think what would have been better, rather than, like, you know, 2 years ago when they changed the car meet location like 3 different times within like 2 months, they should have just had, like, hey, here's our plan for the summer. We're gonna have 5 car meet set locations for Wednesday Cars and Coffee, and whatever, we'll just, like, follow the Instagram page, whatever we post on our story that day, like, of what we are, what location we're gonna be at, we'll post it, like, the morning of or something, so that way people, like, know and shit. I think that probably would have been fine, but, I mean, I guess obviously they didn't think of that, but, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know, the car meets are still, oh, and even, I guess, well, I almost forgot about this one, the Lundy's Lane car meet, which happens every Sunday. I mean, I guess, like, maybe, I mean, I don't know if that really starts, like, now. Like, usually it doesn't pick up to, like, I think, like, the end of May, or maybe beginning of May. I don't know. I think it was always the May long weekend is when, like, it got, like, pretty big at the Sunday no frills and stuff. It's like, I don't even think, like, I think last year I went there, like, once or twice, and I can't even remember, like, oh, fuck me, that was a fucking shit bump, man. Oh, that hurt. That one hurt. It always, like, hurts car guys on the inside when fucking you just smoke a giant pothole and the only thing you could do is clench your ass cheeks or whatever. I saw, like, a meme on it on, like, Instagram, like, a couple weeks back or something, but you're just like, and you're like, yo, I just brace for impact and shit. But fuck, if I would have known, I would have swerved out of the way. But I think I literally need that sticker. I'm not drunk, I'm just avoiding potholes, because literally the roads out here are fucking absolute dog shit. Like, some roads are better than others, and I think obviously, you know, now living in the Niagara region for my whole life, obviously I know what roads are better than others and which roads are not to take. And then sometimes, if I don't find out right away, or sometimes some roads that used to be shit are now paved finally, or some roads that are absolutely garbage, they're totally ripped out and then they're being repaved and stuff. Because there's a couple of roads, like, recently around my house that have gotten oh, we got a tunnel. I can't even rip. It never gets old. But yeah, like, it's, and, you know, I think that there is a decent future for the, I guess, the car community of Niagara, because obviously, like, you know, like I said, obviously, you know, over the years, you know, more people are getting into cars, and, you know, more people, like, you know, are finding about, like, the car meets and stuff, and they want to come down here. There's one other thing, and this is not associated with here, but it's one Instagram page group that I know that has kind of gotten some, like, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Has kind of gotten some, like, controversy over the past, like, couple months, is TO Takeovers. They're an Instagram page based out of Toronto, and they post, like, crazy car meet shit where, like, guys will literally close down intersections and literally do burnouts in the middle of the road and stuff. Like, it's, if you've ever watched Supercar Suspects on YouTube, literally any one of his videos is, like, you know, them shutting down like a highway and shit, and just, like, doing pulls through there and stuff. And it's pretty crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, them closing off, like people closing off 5 corners and doing, like, donuts in the middle of the street. Like, it would be absolutely insane to see. And obviously, like, you know, I kind of want to go to one of those meets one time where, like, they do crazy shit like that. And I don't condone any of that. Like, obviously, you know, that's what people hate about the car community because they're like, oh man, it's all just like, you know, people just fucking doing revs and burnouts in the street for like clout and shit. But like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is cool if someone pulls like off a sick drift or something. It is cool to like see it happen. But obviously, if you're putting like, you know, people's lives in danger, or like, you know, risking other guys' cars getting like fucking destroyed and shit, yeah, then that's where it's like you kind of draw the line. But I think there was a time where a guy's Mustang or some guy's BRZ got hit in like a crowd or something, or like there was a guy, like, because people would do these burnouts and shit in the middle of the street. Guys will come up with their fucking phones like right next to the car to get like the best like possible view or whatever, and it's like sometimes guys will get like smoked, like the back ends of the guy's car will kick out and fucking just send guys flying and shit. Like, it's like fucking crazy actually, like seeing this shit happen and stuff. And I think some guy's car crashed, and then, but he was the one at fault, I think, and then he started like a GoFundMe page to like get his car fixed or something like that. And then all these people were saying like, yo, don't donate to this guy or whatever, like he's doing it all for the wrong reasons and shit. Like, he's the one who crashed his car himself, like he doesn't deserve any money and whatever. I was kind of like looking into it a little bit and shit, but I don't know the whole story too. Ooh, nice blue Mustang. But yeah, like, so I would like to go see one of those meets one time where obviously, you know, I'm not the one doing the burnouts in the middle of the street, but if I can see, like, if I could just do it, like, experience a one-time thing, like, just to see how fucking insane the, oh, shit, Seagull, get the, jeez, that guy didn't even move. He literally, this guy had, like, Seagull had a sandwich in his mouth, and literally, like, didn't even fly or anything, just, like, literally just turned around. So, yeah, it would be cool to see some of those meets someday and shit. But that would just be like a one-time thing, just so I could say like, okay, I've experienced it, and you know, I'm never going back, and I don't want to, you know, risk getting in shit by the cops or anything like that, because that's the last thing I want to have happen. But yeah, that would be something cool to see one day, or just to, you know, get it for the vlog and shit, so I can have that memory up on YouTube and stuff. But for the most part, I mean, I guess I'll kind of like talk about like the BRZ and shit. Recently, I have a couple mods coming on the way. I'm not gonna say what it is yet, but I'm gonna do like an unboxing and installing video for you guys. So just stay tuned for that. And then pretty much the only other thing that I've got going on is I think it's it. Yeah, no, because I have I got my summer tires and rims back on, and yeah, there are some other car mods I want to do this summer. Obviously, I'm still debating wrapping it. I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm not too sure yet. I want to do it, but I know there's no going back. But it's something I've always kind of wanted to do. But I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, like, the only person that's stopping you is yourself. So, and I talked to my parents. I'm like, hey, what are your thoughts if I got my BRZ wrapped orange? And like, I don't know, obviously they don't really care what I do, but my mom just kept saying like, oh, well, I like the blue on your car, and I'm like, I know I like it too, but I've always wanted the idea of I've always liked the idea of having an orange car and stuff. Oh fuck, my mouth's getting so dry for talking too much. I need a fucking Monster in me or something. But what degrees did I take? 12 degrees. Why does it feel like it's so much warmer than that? Anyways, but yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I'm still debating if I want an orange car or not. Oh no, rocks, fuck. Ugh. Well, that's the road I know not to go over anymore. Oh my god. Another fucking pothole? Damn. Thought I was done avoiding them today. But yeah, so hopefully some more car meets happen this summer. I'll try to do some more car content, or as much as I can and stuff. But like, if car meets aren't happening, then it's like I'm kind of like screwed and shit, I guess. But we'll figure something out, because I know Max, obviously he has his Camaro back out, and Josh he's got a Subi back out from the winter, and he actually got an STI wing put on it the other day. He actually came to my house yesterday and showed me this, so it looks pretty sick. So next time, I think we said we want to go like sometime this week or next weekend out for a cruise night, or maybe we might even like do something tonight, because if it's gonna be nice all day and shit, and if it doesn't rain later, then we'll probably figure out something to do tonight then. But I think that's kind of where I'm gonna wrap up this podcast. I think you know, at the end of the day, like I love the car community here. I think like, you know, there's a lot of cool people I've met along the way. There's like so many people have like so many nice cars out here and stuff. But I'm hoping that, you know, with the car meets getting bigger, I hope it just doesn't turn into like a huge like kind of like chaos thing where it's like, you know, every week that the meets that we have, you know, just get shut down by the police and shit, and like, I don't know, that's what I'm like, that's the only thing I fear, is that like, you know, the meets were just gonna be too big, where that way wherever we like a car meet location is posted, there's just gonna be cops sitting there like right away and stuff. So that's the only thing I'm like worried about. But aside from that, I think we should be in a good spot, and like I'm hoping this summer I can go back to a car meet, a bunch of my friends, and just hang out and have a good time and stuff. And honestly, at the end of the day, just, you know, see some cool cars. So I'm hoping we get that. I'm hoping, you know, COVID doesn't fucking be worse than it already is, I guess. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this podcast, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud nine, and this line is never on vacation. Start up that Maserati and zoom, zoom, I'm racing. Popping pills in the lobby, and I pray they don't find her naked. And I pray you niggas is aging. Shooters go after Judas. Jesus Christ, if I live life on my knees.